Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick, here with day 12 of the 12 tags of Christmas. I'm so sad. I hate that it's almost over. I mean, it is over after today, but at least they will stay on my blog. And of course, you can review the videos here in the Stampin' Chicks group for however long you want to. So there's something joyful about that, right? All right. Well, I don't want to say that I saved the best for last. However, I am going to tell you that this little snowman is one of my favorite holiday stamps that I have that are current right now. I just love him. He's so cute, and the sentiments are adorable, and the fonts that are used for the sentiments are absolutely fabulous. So let me get started with this one and show you how it's done, okay? Alright, so as I mentioned, snowman season, my absolute favorite little Christmas set so far right now anyway. It's a lot of fun, and it's so cute, right? It's just so stinking cute. So the stamp set has a coordinating punch, which is fantastic. So we're going to use that today to build up our little snowman, which makes it that much more fun and enjoyable. And then you'll also need some Coastal Cabana cardstock, Whisper White cardstock, layering ovals dies, stitched shapes dies, a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock to build our snowman, the Snowflake Splendor ribbon, and let me see here, how much are we using today? Right about 8 inches. That seems to be the norm, I think. So about 8 inches of that. And then this is the beautiful sheer pool party ribbon. And I'm using this to tie that cute little bow. And this one is right about 10.5 inches. Okay, so you've got 8 inches of that adorable Snowflake Splendor iridescent sparkly ribbon, and then about 10.5 inches of the sheer pool party. Super cute. Now I'm also going to be using some Stampin' blends. I'm going to use those to color in the little snowman and his hat, so I'll give you those here in just a second. And then I'm also using, of course, the Memento Black ink pad. I'm going to use soft suede for his hands, and then I'm using Pool Party for the beautiful little soft snowflakes in the background. I don't know if you can see those, if they're coming in clearly. I think they are. There you go. You can see right here, and I've got them just kind of scattered all over the tag. So, and then I'm also going to be using a little Wink of Stella. You can maybe see there, there's a little sparkle on those berries. And of course I'll be using the beautiful clear rhinestone jewels, because what is a beautiful snowflake snowman tag without a little bling blinging going on, right? Okay. Now the Stampin' blends that I'm going to use are dark basic black, light and dark real red, dark pumpkin pie, light pool party, and dark shaded spruce. So these are the colors that I use to color my snowman with. Alright, so let me get those out of the way, and let's get started, shall we? First things first, let's grab that stitched shape, put it on my pierce mat here, and I'm going to get that Pool Party ink, and I want to get the Snowflakes stamp, and I'm going to lightly tap, 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 and then I'm going to stamp it off. So I'm just going to stamp off one time, and then stamp it directly onto the tag. And I'm going to do this a couple of times, and you can rotate your snowflakes so that way it doesn't look too uniform. You can stamp it off the edge of the tag if you want to as well. That's perfectly okay. Let me do one more up here, just a little off sides. Perfect. Okay, Now that you have that, you'll take your Memento black ink and that really nice chunky Let It Snow stamp. Once again, tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. And we're going to stamp it right here on the side. There we go. All right, so now I can set this off to the side because it's finished, and I'm going to talk to you a little about the builder punch and how to use it. Okay, so as you can see, it has all of the things that you're going to need to build your snowman, and it cuts them all out at the same time. So whenever I have a punch that does this and stamps that line up with it, what I like to do is punch a blank. So I just took a scrap of cardstock and I punched it out. So now I have everything lined up how it should be in order for the punch to cut it all out at the same time. All right. So then what I do is I'll take that scrap of cardstock and I'll lay this down, and then I will stamp each thing in its respective space so that I have it all filled, okay? And I'm not going to try to do that with the camera because my face will be right here in the way and you won't see anything anyway. So I have already done it, but you can see when I line this up right about there, you can see that everything is in its space, and that's because I laid it down and I stamped everything with the template over it. And then I remove the template and take the punch, and it should line up pretty well. Now occasionally you'll have, you know, just a little off, but nothing anything worrying or anything like that. Super fabulous. We're not going to need the little nose because we're going to color ours in with Stampin' Blend. So there we go. So now we've got our two little hands, we've got our hat, and we've got our snowman, and it's perfect, right? Okay, so now that we have those, let's bring in our Pierce mat and our scrap paper right quick, and let's do a little bit of coloring. Now, whenever I'm doing any kind of coloring on snow, snowmen, anything like that, I like to use the light pool party. And I'm just going to go over wherever his little shadows might be. So I'm just going to do a little light like that. And then I'll do the same thing up here. There we go. And then just a little across his face. There we go, just like that. Alright, now his hands are already done, so I don't have to do anything there. But I am going to get, let's see, the dark pumpkin pie and color his nose. The dark basic black to color in the hat. Now I can tell you that I'm not really all that great at coloring anyway, so color and talk is something that I have not mastered. Here we go. Takes me way more concentration than I care to admit. Here we are. Very good. Okay, now I can take my shaded spruce and I'm just going to color those couple of leaves. Just like so. And then I'll use the light real red to color the hat band. There we go. And then the dark real red to color the berries. Alright, now there's really not a whole lot of difference between that light and dark, but it is just enough that it'll set it off, so I like that. And then I'm going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue, and remember, a teeny tiny little dab will do ya. I'm going to put just the tiniest little dot right here on the end, and put it on this side, like so. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a teeny tiny little bit of glue on the top of his head, and I'm gonna put his hat. Now I'm doing it this way for a reason. I know it seems kind of silly. Why did I leave that one arm off? And I'll show you why just now. So what I want to do is I want to put a teeny tiny little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to lay this arm right about where I want it to go so that it doesn't block our Let It Snow. Now it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And then I'm going to layer this, let's see, I want it to go right about there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give it a touch. And now his arm is in a good place that it will kind of frame that sentiment. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and assemble our tag now. You guys know I love dimensions, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just going to put a few on the back of the tag. And just as I pressed that down, I really didn't want that one to be right there on the top. I knew why I hadn't put it on there in the first place. Don't put it there. You don't want it there because you're going to punch your hole for your tag. Watch this. If you don't already have one of these little adhesive removers, you need one. Watch what it does. I can just give it a little wiggle right here where that adhesive was, and now it is totally gone. No residue, no nothing. I love it. Alright, now I can put it down here just a little bit. There we go. Alright, now we're back on track. Okay, so now we're just going to line up the white layer with the Coastal Cabana layer. Give it a little press. If you get any kind of little stickies or whatever on your project, you can just use that eraser to get it off. Alright, now I'm going to take a standard hole punch and just come into the top relative to the center, punch it out, and then now we're going to take our snowman and put him on dimensionals as well. And because I'm going to have him hang over just a little bit, I'm going to put my finger on the back side, and you guys have seen me do this when I want to make sure that I'm not putting dimensionals where I don't want it to go. And I will just stick one there and one here. And that will keep me from putting dimensionals where I don't want it and having it hang over my tag. So now I can just line up my super cute snowman like so, and he is good to go. And then all we have left to do is to put our ribbon on. So for this one, I'm just going to loop the Snowflake Splendor ribbon like that, and then I'm going to tie the sheer pull party around it into a bow. Okay, so it's going to take a little finesse, and that's okay. Here we go. Are you guys all ready for Christmas? It's almost here. This week Santa comes. Oh. What are y'all doing for Christmas? We are hanging out here at home together, and just the three of us, and then we will probably do a video chat with our older two girls and some of our other family members who live in other places, and probably veg out and watch Christmas movies. We haven't watched A Christmas Carol yet this year, or A Charlie Brown Christmas yet this year, and there are a couple of others that we absolutely must watch. So we'll be watching all of those and make sure we get our fill. And I think Mr. Stampin' Chick is going to be smoking a brisket for us, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be a lot of fun. Alright, so there we go. We're just going to tie that adorable little bow. And then now we can trim up all of our edges and make it look super cute. There we go. There we go. Alright, and now our super stinking adorable tag is almost finished. Let's grab that bling because of course it has to have it. And let's put one here. Let's put one over here. And then let's put this one down here. Alright, and there you have it, my friends. Day 12, listen, don't go where I won't want you to. Day 12 of the 12 tags of Christmas. I hope that you have been enjoying these tags as much as I have been enjoying bringing them to you. Now, I want you to come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. because I'm going to do a recap of all 12 of the tags. We'll talk just a little bit about them and how much fun they are and were. And I'd love to chat with you. Just visit and interact with you. So yeah, come back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here in the Stampin' Chicks group. And I will chat with you then. As always, you can see all of the instructions, measurements, and supply list on my blog at stampinchicktn.blogspot.com. And you can purchase supplies at danasullivan.stampinup.net. Now, if you head over to my blog post, you'll be able to click a link to get you a celebration and spring MIDI catalog. If you are not a demonstrator, already have a demonstrator, or if I'm your demonstrator, you do need to do this because I need to get them out to you. So if you don't already have them from me, make sure you fill out that form. And if you don't have a demonstrator and are not already a demonstrator, fill out the form and I will send you one as well. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a super happy and healthy, wonderful New Year's. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye for now.